What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Glorifies. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are doing a game review of Exoprimal, and also we're doing a tier list. So, my initial review of the game was that I thought it was just going to be a slow-paced game, like, same repeating, and it's going to get very repetitive. Early game in the game, I will say that it is very repetitive until you're like maybe halfway done with the database. I have about 34 hours on the game overall, but once you get to 50%, about 50%, you'll start seeing a more variety. Like you get better PvE modes and stuff like that. But for the most part, like 25-ish, you'll get your first I think it's your first combat scenario where you're a full team and y'all fight the Nano T-Rex. So once you actually get there, things start progressing faster, and it gets more fun as you play more. But that was my initial review, that I thought it was just going to get repetitive, slow. The game actually gets harder the further along you get. And the PvP actually helps with that because it makes things less stale. Sometimes you get like a team you just roll easily in the PvP, and then you get teams where they just roll you. And they have very good scenarios where in the PvE, where if you were to go in, let me see. I'm trying to think about what I was about to say. When you go in, you say you're at a objective hold, an area defense, and you got a T-Rex. You got T-Rex spawning in because the enemy, they call in their T-Rex or whatever, and then you got a Triceratops that's already there, and you got a Carniosaurus or whatever, and you got to defeat all three of them while you're on the defense thing. It's the most chaotic thing ever in the game, and it's so amazing. I think that's one of the main things about the game, is that you never know what to expect when you're actually like on the point, because you don't know how well the other team is going to perform, especially if they are good with like the Triceratops or something like that. Because a good Triceratops player is going to slide your whole team like 2 or 3 times before it is gone. But let's get into the tier list. Yeah. So first up on the tier list, we have Deadeye. So Deadeye is the main, the first dude you start off with or whatever. And I'm going to replace him. I'm going to say he's about let me see, a C tier. I'm going to say he's C. I'd say C tier. Maybe B, but I'm going to argue C tier. Late game Deadeye, yeah, but it takes a while just to level him up because the amount of points he can get is just lower than everyone else's. So like, let me show you. I got him level 17. Once you get to level, I think 16, you unlock his recharger. And this thing is the only thing that'll make him good because his cooldowns are just way too long for his grenade, and it actually reduces the cooldown by a considerable amount once you actually level this up. So once you actually get him to 16, you will get this, and I just suggest putting it on because it will reduce your cooldown so much, and you'll feel a lot smoother. And then, but before then, until you then, just run damage chain. Damage chain, you get it at level 4, and it gives you 5%, up to, 25% increased damage when you're doing consecutive hits. So that's light work. You just, spray your AR, and then you should be good to get it. You'll see your numbers start going up more. And the reason why he's so bad is for the sheer fact that if you look at all the other exos, exosuits, they all bring something better to the table than he does. Because like the fire guy, if you're fighting an Anki, he sets him on fire, the Anki tips over upside down, and he obviously just the whole team get crit hits when the Anki's upside down. He don't got nothing like that. He don't got no status effects or anything like that can knock over an Anki or something like that. R1 is his little force back thing, this. I'm on PlayStation, that's why I say R1, but that thing right there, I don't think it tips any dino or anything like that, not that I know of. I don't know if it knocks them over or anything, but that's all it does. I mean, it does a lot of damage since I got on the mod for it. That increases its damage by like 30%. But aside from that, it's not really useless. It's pretty useless. The range on it kind of sucks. It's just I'd rather use someone else other than him. I just wanted to level him up. I've been actually having kind of fun with him just to try him out. But compared to everyone else, he's kind of mid. His ultimate can get blocked and stuff like that pretty easily, and he doesn't get any use out of it all like that. It's only good for horde clearing. So, like I said before, I'd place him at, yeah, after saying all that, I think I would place him at C, at a C tier. He definitely needs some type of buff or something like that to his R1. I would say range and probably, like, it has a potential to knock over dinos because right now it just sucks. He got damage, consecutive damage and all that. He's pretty good. It's just, his damage is sad right now. He ain't got no status effects that make him do anything to the dinos that actually make like a difference in the game and speed wise. So next up, we're gonna do, who is this? I haven't played him. I forgot his name. Let me see. His name is Zephyr. Zephyr. He's a really good melee attack, and he has amazing tank damage. I ain't even gonna lie. He's one of the. I'll put him at a A. I would say A or B, for the sheer fact that he's really good with clear as well because his melee attacks has waves, so it hits multiple, not just one, and he's good with wave clear. Let me show you. He's really good with wave clear, and yeah, he's like the samurai guy. At least he brings like a good AOE, more than one AOE to the table, where you can actually like knock him up and do this. A nice little combo hit, and as you can see, his attacks got waves to him, so he can hit more than one at a time. Now Deadeye can't do that. He can't do, AOE with each hit like everyone else basically can, and kill multiple people with one shot. He can't really do all that, and his cooldowns are insane. Like this dude's knockup is on his R1 is on like a 10-second cooldown, and then his L2 is on an 11-second cooldown. But the fact that it's AOE and you can actually wipe out dinos a lot quicker with it and knock them all up is just so much better than everything else. And his ultimate is amazing for destroying like Triceratops and stuff like that. So if you want someone that can clear fast and like destroy tanks and stuff like that a lot quicker, he would probably be the one you want to use. And he got a nice in movement. Next up we have what's his name? Roadblock? Yeah, Roadblock. So Roadblock, S tier. It's either S tier or A tier, but I'm gonna say S tier for the sheer fact that he is amazing at basically everything you need from a tank. I'm gonna put him as A tier but S tier because look, if you get his let me see. I don't know if I can see it from here. You can't see what they do, but his shield bash, you can get his shield bash to do more stun damage, greatly increases his stun damage to dinos, and you can knock over a Triceratops in like 2 shield bashes. So you just one, and then when you get it back in 5 seconds, you do it again, and then the dino will fall over. Easiest thing ever, and he can also stop pretty much any dinosaur from hitting your team as long as they're behind you. While doing all that, and I usually run them with drill for the sheer fact you knock them over, you can just drill onto their critical spot and get extra damage off. And his taunt is amazing for literally everything. I mean, like you'll be in a combat scenario and you need someone to tank all the damage. He can bring everyone together and everyone else just hits him with AoE while he's getting healed. It's just easy. And then when you're fighting a Nano T-Rex or something crazy like that, his shield blocks literally every last one of his attacks, which is amazing. Everything but the making the floor lava type of thing. But he blocks all the beams, all the fire breaths, all of the AoE things he does. He can block it, which is amazing. And I love that. Not only that, his ultimate is one of the best clears and killers in the game. If you got the enemy team about to pull up on your whole team and they over there destroying your cube and whatever, you can use his ult, hit all the enemy team, and then throw them all the way across the map with his ultimate. That what makes him so freaking strong in every scenario, no matter what you're playing on. So you just do this. And then on the bar down there, you see how it's almost gone? And then you just throw them. And they go super far away. And it's so good for clearing them off your point and also just getting them away from whatever you're trying to do. Especially if you guys, late game, they have a PvP one that is about charging up a hammer or whatever. And it's just team versus team with hammers. It's crazy. He is so good for that and Dino Clear. Dino clear with this dude is amazing. He stops them all. He taunts them all. I think he's one of the best tanks in the game. You can increase his shield durability. You can increase his dodge, how much he gets increased defense after he dodges. And yeah, he's just an overall great tank. And he got great HP. I love this dude. Okay, next one we have up is, let me see. We have, Witchdoctor. So, Witchdoctor is an amazing healer. I will say that. I just don't like him. He interrupts other people's, like say if you have the tank that's a samurai, I forgot his name, but he interrupts his counter because, you know, he's paralyzed. But aside from that, I think he's going to be, I'd say he's a pretty good A tier, maybe, because he got paralyzed. Paralyzed is an amazing thing as well. He got a status effect. That's what makes him so good. Why'd I put him on B? I meant to put him on A. But Witchdoctor, I'd say he's an A tier because he got the stun, well, the paralyze effect, and it's an AoE paralyze. So, you know, if you just hold it on the dinos, you can also increase its effectiveness from, from just using your basic attack. And one of his items is that if you were to hit a dino with his heal thing, he gets some of his energy back from his primary fire, what makes you build up the status effect even faster. So he's really good. His heal's great, and you can also increase the the efficiency of the healing repairs on this. It's really good, and he got great mobility, so it makes him harder to kill. I think he's great, but you're gonna need someone there with you when you're using him because his weapon does like 2 damage to dinos. I mean, I don't know how much damage it does when you actually increase its effectiveness, where you can increase its range and all that. But he's great for taking out flyers as well. Great for taking out flyers. He just paralyzes them all to the floor. Easy to make them wipe out, just like that. He's a great doctor. I like him. His ultimate's nice. It just revives heals your whole team. And it also, what does it do? It debuffs the enemy? Yeah, it limits their movement. Great. He's a great doctor. I ain't gonna lie, he's a great support. I love his support class. I love everything about him. Next up, there ain't really much to say. It's just, you got your AoE stun going, your paralyzed going, you got your knockback, and your heal. It's pretty good. There's just nothing else you can really say about it. His ult is amazing for AoE, for your team. And yeah. Next up, we have Barrage. Barrage is S tier. I don't care what no one say about this dude. He is the strongest, most busted person in the game. I'll put him at S tier. I'll show you guys. I'll put him at S tier. He is definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest DPS in the game, no matter what people say. This one ability can clear out like maybe 100 dudes. Just because you can increase how long them flames duration is. You can increase how you can increase the, status effect of it or something like that. You can increase the duration of them and how much the buildup on fire. You can also increase his blast radius on his weapon. So you hitting them dudes for like 100 to like 120 a shot. Every raptor, everything in the area. And then look, you can increase the base damage of direct hits by a considerable amount. He's just overall strong. And no one else compares to him, honestly. His points go up super fast because, he got the AoE. He got literally everything you need to do in order to make him really good. And then you can reduce the cooldown on his AoE L2. You got your flames lasting longer, and you get reduced cooldown on it. It's crazy. Not only that, his ultimate's one-shots. And it can one-shot your entire team if y'all don't block them in time. And not only that, this character has so much utility to the team. Like I said earlier, he can knock over an Anki upside down. Everyone gets crit hits. He can set people ablaze easily. And he can stay at range if he needs to because, he just got his grenade launcher. Really good. This is amazing thing to have on him as well to increase your damage. See, look, increased chance of burning dinosaurs just from his dodge. His whole kit has some type of utility that just makes him even more strong and does even more damage to the enemy team and dinosaurs in general. He's a great tank killer because his ultimate like knocks them down 75% of their health. And yeah, he's just broken, honestly. I think he's one of the best. I just don't use him. I just don't like his playstyle. Next up, we have... Let's see who we have next. We have... Who's that? Oh, Vigilant. Vigilant, in my opinion, I think she is... Let me see. I want to say either A tier. I'm not really... I'm going to put him at B. I'll keep him at B. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say Vigilant is either... She could be really good or really bad. She gets really good late game. Because late game, I'm going to show you guys. Because this build I have on her is crazy. You get Charge Linker. Charge Linker, in my opinion, is her best one for this first slot. And not Charge Enhancer. Charge Enhancer gives you the second charge afterwards. So like you get your base charge and you get a second charge that does like 900 damage to crit hits. But honestly, if you're using Charge Enhancer, you might as well just use Charge Linker. Because Charge Linker is once you get a crit hit, you get another fully charged shot. And it's just, so you'll be doing, 600 a crit hit with this, and then you get another 600. Like, why would I go for one 900 hit and then gotta wait for it to charge up 2 stages to just to get another 900 when I could probably do that in like 2 seconds with this? And then you reduce your ammo capacity when you're using... Wait, my bad. I forgot. So, I was saying, Charge Enhancer, you get, your 2 charges you hit for 900. You charge it up once, and then you gotta wait for it to charge up a second time. And then you shoot. If you hit a crit hit, it does like 900 damage. Charge Linker is... You don't got to fully charge up your shot if you don't have time. You can shoot them once, hit a crit spot, and then you got to fully charge shot your next shot. So you'll be doing, if you do 2 full charge shots, it's like 1,000, what's that, 1,200? 1,200 damage before you can do 1,800 damage with this. You can probably get your whole clip off before you get 4 shots off of this. You can't even get 4 shots off with the Charge Enhancer for the sheer fact that it takes ammo every time. Takes more ammo each time you do your fully charged second shot. So Charge Linker, her best thing. Next up, we got her second slot. Second slot, I use Finishing Streak. Her Art 1 is one of the best ones in the game. I'm not even gonna lie. So basically you can land crit hits with it now, and the more enemies you defeat with it, the further the cooldown goes down. So I forgot how long of a cooldown it's on, but you can get maybe 3 to 4 seconds off of this if you just hit a full crowd with it, which is insane. And it penetrates literally everything in its path. It's great, especially when you got dino hordes following after y'all, like the bridge one on the airplane map, on the hangar map, when there's like 1,200 y'all need to kill, and she just one-shots everyone in the lane. It's crazy. It's criminal. You shouldn't be able to do that. She is so strong. And her frostbite's actually really good as well, especially for Triceratops. Because Triceratops, his weak spot is on his stomach. So when she freezes him, you get 2 charges. It takes 2 freeze balls or frostbites to freeze a Triceratops if you hit them in the body. So if you hit it once and then hit it again, they're instantly frozen. And you get 2 charges from this. So if you freeze them and then using your Charge Linker, you're probably going to have them frozen for like 3 seconds. You can probably get 4 charge shots off immediately off of that. And then I use Floating Vault. I don't really use the vault much unless I really need to. But I use increased attack power when you do it, and it increases your hang time. Because if you can jump up in the air and get a crit hit, you'll be doing like 700 to 800 damage from that fully charged crit shot. And it's crazy. She has amazing damage. I think she's one of the best people if you can hit your shots. There is a skill gap to her. That's why I put her at A tier, not S tier. But aside from that, yeah, she's amazing DPS as well. All right, next up we have, let me see. We have Samurai. Samurai's S tier. The Samurai tank, busted. I don't care what nobody say about anything about this dude because he is literally the most broken tank in the entire game. My cousin uses him, and he could literally solo any wave of dinos. Because his counter strike, I think it's his, I don't know what it is. He had the counter. So he'll counter, and then he'll up strike and kill everything around him. I mean, like it one-shots any raptors, anything like that. He got a taunt, so he taunts everything. They all come at him, and he one-shots the whole crowd. Every dino will be dead in that area. If you're wondering who's the one out in your team clearing everybody, it'll be this guy. That's why the Witchdoctor is bad when he's on his team, because he'll paralyze all the dinos around him when he's trying to get a counter off. So he is a broken tank. His point gain is unmatched. He will get MVP every game, no matter what you do, if he is on your team and he's really good. Also, his tank clear is crazy. If you have an enemy dino coming in, and they have one of these dudes, you're not killing him. He will kill you before you kill him, type stuff, because he is just that strong. In my opinion, I think he's undoubtedly one of the best tanks, but like I said, other tanks like Roadblock, he can block the nano T-Rexes and shield your whole team. He can't do that because he ain't got no team shield for everybody. He just got his own personal shield one. But I would say that's his downside. But aside from that, if y'all doing like PvE and y'all need quick clear and quick damage and stuff like that, he's the guy. And PvP, honestly, like he doesn't lose. He can't lose. It's kind of crazy. So this dude, his ultimate's one-shots anybody in it. It does like 4,000 damage. And it takes like a half, maybe 25%. If fully charged, it's like half of a dino's health. It's crazy. And it one-shots anything in the path. It's crazy. And it goes through walls, which is mind-blowing. But best tank in the game for points and MVP. My cousin has him like level 50 plus at this rate. That's the only guy he uses. Okay. Next up we have, what's her name? Is that Skywave? Looks like Skywave. Skywave, yeah. So Skywave, I'd put her at A. I wouldn't say there's any like really bad people in the game other than Deadlock. It's just, as you can see, why I got all of them up there is because most of them have status effects. The reason why Skywave is so good is for the sheer fact that she has her R1, which is the gravity pull, and it gravitates and pulls everyone into it. Not only that, you can increase how strong the pull is, so PvE and stuff like that, any large dinos and stuff will get pulled into this, but it lasts like 1 second, which sucks. I was actually going to take this off, because I'd much rather have a longer cooldown for it to last longer than it to last like 2 seconds. But her heals are actually really good. You can increase the proficiency on them. She's a hard to kill healer because she's always in the air. Unless you got like a hit scan Deadeye dude or a sniper, you ain't killing her. There ain't no way you're going to be able to kill her. The only person that can actually probably get her really well is Krieger, the other tank. But we're talking about Skywave right now. So her, her basic attack heals and deals damage. But her wave thing, her L2, that shoots out a wave and heals everyone and disorients enemies, is so good for the sheer fact that it disorients your enemies, it heals your allies' health, and it knocks back dinos. Like, that's 3 abilities right there that does amazing things. And she got the pull that's great for your team, especially if you got like a, what's the name, Barrage, anyone that does like a big AoE to kill a bunch of dinos. She's great for it. She does stop him from doing his counter though. A lot of people stop him from doing his counter, sucks. But anyway, Skywave, she has the AoE. Her ult is amazing. It freezes any dino, so if y'all getting invaded and she just ults and y'all all focus the dino, he's going to die. Because he can't move for like, I think it's like 2 seconds if it's a enemy dino. But if it's like an AI dino, it's like 3 to 5 seconds, I think. So it's really strong. She's really good. There ain't really much to say about her. I mean, increase base damage and direct hit healing and stuff like that. Pretty basic stuff. But I think she still is a really good healer overall. And she can reload when she jumps up in the air and stuff like that. Great healer. Hard to kill. Great AoE, team utility. She can blind the dinos and stuff like that. That's what she can do. That's her status effect thing. Her L2 can blind dinos and make them look around for a little bit so they ain't targeting y'all team. Amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep them exactly where I got her because I think she's an A tier. The only thing I think she could improve on, maybe, if anything, if there is anything to improve on, is her ammo capacity, maybe, if that. But you can automatically reload, and you get 2 charges on your dash anyway. So I think she's an A tier. Next up, I just started recently using him. What's his name? Craig? I call him Craig. Hold on, guys, please. Anyway, Krieger, I'm gonna put him. I wouldn't say he's S tier. I would say he's A tier, if anything. I'd say he's A tier. Yeah, like I said, there's not really any bad people in the game other than this dude right here, Deadeye. But I think he might be A tier as well. I just think he's close range, but it just takes another person off the point sometimes. And it's hard for him to engage. If they have an enemy team that's just sitting in the back, you got to run all the way up or try and use his L1 to get close. But aside from that, yeah, I'm going to keep him at B. But a really good one is going to be like an S tier because they hurt. They will shred any doctor. Like any healer, they will shred him. If a Skywave, the only one he can't really kill is Skywave, but other than that, yeah, he will slide a Witchdoctor and a Nimbus easily. He's like an assassin in your typical like RPG games. Krieger. He has Paralyze. He has a stun that stops any big dino from hitting your team. He has the Rapid Shot. The Rapid Shot I just figured out when I was using him, when I was actually leveling him up, is that his gun stops all dinos in their tracks. Like if you got a horde of raptors coming and he's shooting at all of them in his little, his little hitbox or whatever, the dinos will just stop and just take the damage, just like he has a stumble effect or something like that on his gun, which is amazing. I didn't even know he could do that. And then his L2, his rockets, they paralyze, which is amazing, and you can increase the chance of it paralyzing on his micro missiles. So you increase the chance of it paralyzing, or you can increase his dome's durability, which is also great. Because, late game and stuff like that, they're going to be a lot of dinos trying to break your stuff. And, you need to support your team somehow. He's also really good for the Nano T-Rex and stuff like that. Because the Nano T-Rex has that beam, again, that can slide your whole team. He has that AoE that can destroy your whole team. And he can block everyone inside the dome with it. Easily. He got his Rapid Shot. I got him on Rapid Shot because I don't have this yet. This will be really good if he's, if he's trying to hold a point and stuff like that, and there's a bunch of dinos and stuff like that. You can, like I said, his gun stops the dinos in their tracks easily, and he can kill flyers easily because he got a ranged weapon. That's a hit scan. Amazing. I was waiting on to get the Thruster Dash Plus because it reduces his ability, his flinching, and it increases his defense when he uses it. I was going to wait for that. But what makes him so good is literally what I explained. His ult is kind of trash. I ain't going to lie. That's why his ult is kind of trash because the enemy can see the area that he's using it. Everyone else's ult is like, you don't know they really going to do it until it happens. But his ult, it has like a little grace period for the enemy to get out. And if they have a Witchdoctor's heal. Where is it at? If he has this upgraded, if the Witchdoctor has this upgraded, they can survive your ult. Because it doesn't hit in the same spot repeatedly. It hits in like different parts of the circle. Witchdoctor could literally stand in his ult and survive it. That's what makes it bad. But it's great for dino clear and stuff like that. If y'all getting invaded and stuff and he throws that thing down, he's clearing out the whole squad. It's crazy. But other than that, he's really good for paralyzing dinos. He got the paralyzed dinos. He can stop dinos in their tracks. He's a really good choke holder because, like they said, every time you choose him, they'd be like suppression fire. Yeah, he's good. Next up, I think we have one more, unless that's all of them. We got Nimbus. Nimbus. I put her at B. I'll put her as B tier. And the only reason I have her at B tier is the fact that her ult doesn't do any damage. I think it does 20 damage and knocks people back, but it doesn't disorient people or anything crazy. It's just a knockback and a heal. So you can't really wave clear with it or anything crazy like that. I mean, you got her rigs that increase her damage and stuff like that, her spread shot, increased healing and stuff. This is what everyone runs. Everyone runs this. Well, not this. No, not this. They actually run crit shot. They run crit shot. I run speed shot because I like shooting and healing up my team faster. And I usually run that with rapid switch because you switch back and forth in like every 2 seconds now with the reduced cooldown. And you increase the switch speed, which is great. Everyone uses amp spread. That's what I was looking for. Increase base damage and healing repair by 30%, and it reloads your weapons with stronger projectiles. Like, I don't know if y'all knew this, but each time you switch, or I think it's every time you switch or reload, your first shot does increase damage or increased healing, which is awesome. The only reason why I put her this low is the fact that her hollow blink or whatever, it can die. Yes, it can die. You can try and revive people with it, but it can die from damage. Any type of damage. It can revive your team, which is great, but then you lose your ability to, you know, evade and get out of there. That's why I run her with catapult, just so she has some type of movement ability to get away from the dino, especially the enemy dino, because she will get slid if she don't have her L1 up. There's no way you're going to survive it. Your ultimate ain't going to save you because it ain't going to knock back the dino. It's just bad. It's bad days for her. But her healing and everything is great. She can never get MVP, obviously, because her overall stuff is just less likely for her to get MVP as to someone like Skywave that has an AoE thing that hits multiple people and pulls them all in continuously. So she can actually get assists and stuff on dinos a lot faster and do more damage. Nimbus, her thing is on like I think a 5, 6, maybe 7 second cooldown on her spread shot, her amp spread. But aside from that, she's really good for healing. Her damages are actually really good. Actually, she does like 125 a crit hit, and I think it's like 100 a shot or something like that, something crazy. I like her a lot. I stopped using her since I started using tanks and DPS more. And yeah, I think there ain't really much else to use. I use the hollow bulk for her. I mean, you can reduce the cooldown of her warp, but the hollow bulk lets you revive your teammate if they die, and you know they gotta do 400 damage in order to destroy it. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Oh, Pilot. Don't get me started on Pilot. That man slaps. Why does his weapon kill things faster than other people's? Which is weird. He does like 36 to 39 damage a shot or something crazy. But yeah, that's the tier list for me. I'd say it can be. I think everyone could be a B, well, A S tier, B tier, around there. But I think this is a pretty good. Actually, I might move her up to S tier. I might move her up to S tier because she got freeze, one-shot ability. She has amazing high damage. But like I said, the most likely people you're going to see get MVP are, let me show you. I'm going to show y'all because it's absurd. It's crazy how much damage these dudes do. So, people that are going to get it is Barrage, because like I described, his AoE is insane. Criminal. His damage is crazy. You got, I ain't gonna try and pronounce his name, the Samurai Tank. One shot AoE clear. He can PvE God, PvP God. He's one of the best people in the game. These two right here are the people you 9 times out of 10 gonna see get MVP. Maybe Witchdoctor and Skywave. Maybe. And maybe it's like less likely you're gonna see these tanks get it over him. Because a good him is just going to clear the wave regardless, no matter who is there. Unless y'all have a Barrage on your team, he might take it from him. But other than that, the point gains on these dudes is crazy. Vigilant might be like 20 to like 10,000 away. It's just crazy how much utility these two have over everyone else. But yeah, that's my tier list for them. I'd say that it's pretty accurate as to my experiences of the game. But the only changes I would recommend, honestly, for these people is Deadeye. I think he should get an obvious buff to his R1. He needs to be, the range on it needs to be increased, and then he'd be probably good. And it needs to knock over dinos. I don't know who knocks over dinos, but I know it's not him. Because I know Roadblock got the shield bash. He got the fire effect. The shield bash can, stun dinos and knock them over on their side. He got shield bash. Well, he got the fire effect. She has frost effect. The Witchdoctor got paralyzed. You know what I'm saying? He got blind, stun, and paralyzed. Like, he doesn't have anything but a good AoE that goes online every once in a while, unless you got the increased cooldown at level 16. That's what makes it hard. That's why the point gaining on this is good, because it increases your XP for that character. But since you don't accumulate that much points, he ain't gonna level up fast, so people don't want to use him. Who else? Yeah, I think that's about it. Let me know what you guys think about that, and yeah, my overall review of the game is that I think it's an amazing game. I think people need to give it more of a chance, more than anything, before they start criticizing how repetitive it gets. Because, like I said, bro, it gets crazy. Like, just randomize it for y'all so you can get that extra, the extra 1.2 times bonus. Until y'all get to until y'all get the good PvE maps, like the staircase one where you gotta go up the stairs and stuff like that, and it's just a horde of them. Until y'all get stuff like that, just do random. Y'all are just gonna be running the cube and stuff like that. The cube and probably the regular dino. Is it the PvE objective one for your last missions? But aside from that, just do random until y'all can get up there, and yeah. That's about all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the like I was about to say stream. All I've been doing is posting on streams. But thank you guys so much for tuning into the video, and yeah, guys, it's been real. Peace out.